Hey Musties, you remember this knockoff that I had in a previous video, right? Well, this is the variant version of it with the purple spines. Same mold otherwise. But now I got the whole collector set. We've got knockoff King Ghidorah here. You might think that these look goofy, but believe me, these are actually decent compared to what's next. It has that iconic Ghidorah with the one-tail knockoff look. This comes with articulation. Not in the legs. It looks like it does, but no. But it does have articulation in the neck and the wings. These will easily pop off and they're a pain to get back in, so I suggest using careful balance when you apply pressure to the wings to move them around. But really, the highlight of this set are the next two figures. 2004 Final Wars Rodan with the horse face. It's not even quite a horse because it has these spikes on the back. But if you look at the mouth and the nostrils, just the ears, the eyes, everything, it's a horse's head. Furthermore, on the back, it's got this like beetle-like tail. It's really too top-heavy to stand up correctly. It's interesting, you can look at this and see that this was originally all one piece. Then they cut into the plastic and gave it these little rough slits here. As you can see, if I fold them up correctly, they fit perfectly. So they cut along that just to give this articulation. So given all the flaws of this figure, it's still not that bad compared to what's next. The next figure, the final figure in the set, it's supposed to be Gigan. Now, a lot of people are quick to point out that this thing has 4 fingers instead of 1 claw on each hand, but really it's the face. Instead of having those little mouth pinchers, they're moved back here to become ears. He's given a headband or a sweatband. I mean, you look at this and you know it's bad, but when you compare it next to a picture of Gigan, it just reminds you how much worse it is. I mean, the wings are parted on the side here, but yeah, we have articulation in the arms, and in the tail, and in the head. There's just no way that they could get this figure this wrong. Somebody, in my opinion, had a racial stereotype and grafted it onto this figure here. But they couldn't at least pull up a picture on the internet and say, hey, this looks nothing like Gigan, or hey, you're going to be selling this to people in America. It looks controversial. I don't know. So there we have this set. I give up. Many of you have probably seen this before here. It's obviously a Rodan bootleg. There's something about it, though, that reminds me of the Trendmasters Rodan. Yeah, so there's no articulation on this. It's just a nice little rubbery knockoff here. It is kind of bat-like. Mega Toys. I cannot read what that says there. It's about 2013. Dino? However, even though it says 2013, I feel like there was an older version of this. I could swear I remember seeing this from long ago. And maybe somebody just rebranded it and re-released it, but there's that. We have here a bootleg / knockoff Mechagodzilla. Now, obviously, the most notable feature about this is it has 2 mechanical horns on top of its head, as opposed to Showa Mechagodzilla's just 1. He's got articulations in the arms, which do a full 360. And in the waist here, it seems like the stomach moves a little bit. I can't quite tell if I can get a full 360 with this. I don't want to damage it. And articulation in the legs. It's actually a very detailed little sculpt here for being a complete bootleg. It does have a little bit of a cartoony appearance, maybe in the paint job. Maybe it's the sculpting itself. He's also got little mechanical ears. There's other little notable differences too, like if you look at some of the minor spikes on his body and some of the metal rivets, they seem to be all in different places and stuff. It's a faithful representation for being a complete bootleg. And the newest part of my collection here is this piece of art. As you can see, it's the 1998 Godzilla on a papery, I guess you can call it cardboard, barely. And then stapled to it is some kind of knockoff Mechagodzilla figure. I asked the seller, I got this on eBay just the other day. He says he actually bought this at a flea market somewhere in Mexico, but that was all the details he had. As you can see, it needs some assembly here, but the top half is painted almost solid black, except for the face. But yeah, the bottom half is almost painted entirely gold here. The back of the bottom half is gold. The front of the bottom half is also black. Oh, would you look at that? Some of the back of the upper half is also gold. Yeah, it looks like it was a gold figure, then they painted black on top of it. So, yeah, as you can tell, there's no brand or anything. It's the only regret I have buying this is, what if there was more? What if there was a whole series like this? So it seems to have articulation in the arms. And yeah, a little bit in the legs, it looks like here in the... Oh, I don't know. If it does, it's pretty stiff. I don't know, I want to open this up and put it together, but the packaging itself is so priceless. Let's try to... Now this isn't quite Godzilla, but next, a bootleg King Kong. I picked this up at a garage sale. The only thing that really makes it a King Kong knockoff is the fact that he's in broken chains around his wrists and ankles. It's completely rubber. It's very flexible. There's no articulation to it. And lastly for this video, another King Kong. This is obviously some kind of souvenir from a shop in New York. Maybe it was at the Empire State Building, but it's a cartoony representation of Kong. Once again, I also just found this at a garage sale. Kong doesn't look very menacing in this. He looks more frightened. The big city's gonna eat him up alive. As you can see, the tag here on the bottom, I did not pay $14.99 for this, but the tag here on the bottom actually says Empire State Building with Gorilla Paperweight. So it doesn't seem like it's an officially licensed product. And as you can see here, Kong is much larger in this. Alright, Musties, this wraps up my Godzilla and Friends knockoff video. Alright, what do you think of these ones? Thanks for watching.